first episode of the Wapcast. Oh shit, I just kicked the table.
Yep.
Nice start.
Yeah, nice start.
Always.
So right in front of me, I have Jason, Darius, my beautiful girlfriend,
Oh
Karla,
my god.
Oh, thank you.
and we have Salem hiding in the corner.
Don't forget Jinx.
Yeah.
Don't forget Jinx.
Oh, yeah,
over here.
Jinx-
Put
Jinx
Jinx on the
too.
camera, please.
Yeah, Jinx, our mascot.
I told you, once you start to record on the camera, it just like doesn't know what to do. It's gonna stay black.
So we currently are recording. Like you guys can probably see us, but we can't see ourselves. We have a TV like just ready to go, and yeah,
And it wasn't ready to go.
yeah, it wasn't ready to go. But yeah, so this is episode 1. Where do we start?
Well, first, I would like to say that this is not technically episode 1.
Okay, yes, it's
we
not
have
technically.
we have recorded another episode last week, but we have not finished editing the audio, and it's also very chaotic. So we may post that later
Yeah.
at a later date.
Yes. As more of like a special or
Yeah.
something, maybe.
Christmas special.
Oh God.
The Christmas special where we talk
The
about
Wapcast Christmas.
Damn.
where we talk about playing with gasoline.
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that actually did happen.
Yeah.
Courtesy of me.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
All right. So, I mean, let's just start off where we all met. Walmart.
Oops.
Oh yeah. We're
Whatever.
probably gonna,
It's called Walmart.
yeah.
That's where we all met.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Well, actually, I met Darius in high school.
Ah, yeah, that
This
is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met you before.
Good old local high school that we all lived in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Joe
This
has
is
entered.
Joseph
Yeah.
Fernandez.
Joseph. You can sit on Darius's lap.
Maybe just it might just be the beanbag chair, or you can also just scoot in there
Yeah.
if you got space.
Oh shit, there's a wire on my.
My bad.
We just see Darius like later just put his arm around Joe.
He's hitting the stretch.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, the good old stretch tactic. That's how you get all the ladies. That's how I got
Oh,
Karla.
the casual,
Oh my
like, I
God.
caught a fish this big
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Got to get like that big hook going. Mm.
Since
Instead
you
of-
just walked in, we have an artist in the room.
Yes, we
His
do.
name is Quiet,
Ooh.
and he has a song out, so go check it out.
Yes. He
It's
is
called
not.
Bury You on Spotify. Anything you listen to music on, it's on there.
Yeah.
By Quiet, verified artist, right here. Go stream it right now. Turn off the episode. Go stream it.
What off platforms are they on? Everything. All right. So, in case you guys didn't hear that, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, and your mom's DVR. So, go ahead and watch
All the
them on
above.
any of them.
All the above.
So, I guess we'll start when, I don't know. I don't want to say like whenever I started working there, but
Working there?
yeah. But I do want to say the idea started whenever, I was just on the truck with you guys.
Mhm. Yeah.
After we all met, I was just like, hey, sounds
It
pretty
was one of the many random ideas, I will
Yes.
say. It wasn't like anything like special when we were first talking about it.
good. Yeah.
It was just one of those things, and we were like, oh, we could actually do this. We
Yeah.
could actually figure this out and make it work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then a few, I want to say like a few,
A few months later.
Yeah.
Darius popped in. He was like, guys, we should make a podcast. I was like, I literally said that a few months ago. What a great
They're trying
idea.
to steal his ideas.
Reignite the fire
Yeah.
from all the Among Us we played. It was just golden.
Yeah. We did play a few Among Us games.
We played many hours. I think it says like over 50 on my computer.
Yeah,
Really?
it's
Yeah.
a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know one episode that or not one episode, but one time we all played. I honestly wasn't even on there, but you guys played and someone streamed it, didn't you?
Oh, that's actually a funny story. Someone else. Yes, okay, yes. We were in a lobby. I guess I had made it public because I guess we just only had like 4 or 5 people at the time, so I was like, let's make it public so I can get enough people so we can start a lobby. And then I think his name was Dax, and he had a
Mhm.
little Twitch buddy walking with him. So we
Yeah.
were like, oh, I guess this guy's a streamer. And then so what happened was he was like talking a bunch of shit in the lobby just about us. He was like, "You guys are fucking idiots." He was like, "Why are you playing like this? You guys are dumb." And then he left the chat and he just spent like a whole hour like talking shit about us on his Twitch channel
Oh my
for
god.
like I don't even for like no
Yeah.
reason.
My God.
And we were just like pranking him, mostly mostly Chris and who was the other guy? I think Billy was in it. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
Billy.
Were you there? You were
Yeah,
there,
I
right?
was
Yeah,
there.
but you were
Yeah.
just like chilling.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
I was
like,
just kind of
wow.
watching the whole thing. Uh, but yeah, we Kevin was there too because we kept
Yep.
trying to like follow him. He just kept blocking us instantly, like trying to like watch his stream so we can like hear what he was saying.
Oh my
But
god.
he just kept like blocking everyone who tried to join it because he was like, "Oh, it's one of those idiots again that I was trying to play
Yeah.
Among Us with. They don't even know how to play the game." And then he was like trying to hype up his channel or something
Oh my
when he had
god.
like 7 followers. Yeah, I was like, dude, like
No
it's
one was
not really
watching.
that good. Yeah, nobody was watching.
Nobody.
I think
Yeah.
there was one other person, and it was like probably just his friend, if I was gonna guess.
It was like his mom like supporting him.
You
Yeah.
can do it, Dax.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, so how do you guys feel about the new COVID Delta?
What, the variant?
Yes.
How do I feel about there being a variant?
No, yeah, like how
Or
do you feel about like how they're bringing back the mask now?
I mean, I guess it depends, man. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like how do I begin talking about this? Okay, so the incentive for getting the vaccine now has clearly gone down
Mhm.
because one, it's been pretty clear for the past few weeks that it does not protect very well against the Delta variant, which is easier to be spread to people.
Mhm.
Um, and now, for a second thing that they're bringing back mask mandates in most places, just it was one of the big incentives. Like, yeah, if you guys come and get the vaccine, then everything will go back to normal.
Mhm.
And that's not really happening anymore.
Yeah.
It seems for the time being. I have hopes that that will change.
Mhm.
Um, I think another big thing that a lot of people forget about is that uh, I mean the vaccine was very good for uh, as a prophylaxis, as preventing you from getting COVID. I think it had like an 80% success rate. It was like over 80. It was
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
It's not good for the Delta variant, but
It's
there's
just
other
good.
forms of
Yeah.
immunity though that are just as good. Having COVID already, I think that lasts for I think 8 months
Mhm.
is what most people say, and different forms of treatment, I guess,
Hmm.
that are not the vaccine, that are I don't know. I don't again. I don't really know much, but this
Mhm.
is just what feels right to me, I
Mhm.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it at this point. Like whenever I get a chance to like take a breather, I'll just pull my mask down. But I mean, like I'm just riding the waves at this point. I'm just. I mean, if they tell me to put on a mask, I'll put on a mask for like the day. But I mean, it's no guarantee I'm gonna keep it on the entirety of the time.
I mean, it's also just kind of a joke. Like I was talking about this the other day,
Mhm.
'cause I guess it was on. I think it was on Friday, right, when they started doing it again. Yeah, it was on
Yeah.
Friday. And I mean, I would say for the past probably month,
Mhm.
somewhere around there. Most people just haven't been wearing them, whether you've been vaccinated or not, because it's not. Cases were going down. Everything was going pretty smoothly for the most part.
Yeah.
And then even though there's like a mask mandate at Walmart associates now, I mean it's just for show. Like
Mhm.
no one is going to wear them in the back. Managers alike.
Yeah.
It's just like if you wear them on the floor, yeah, because someone might post on Facebook. That was a big thing. I remember was brought up in the meetings many times when COVID was first starting. They were just like, make sure you're wearing them when you're on the floor because people have been taking photos and it's been spreading around that we're not caring about COVID, all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. But now it's just like, now even people on the outside don't really care that much because most people just don't wear a mask anymore.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think almost half the people have been, oh, half the adults have been vaccinated at this point.
Mhm.
So, and they were told that they don't have to wear a mask anymore. And even since the CDC is like suggesting that people are wearing a mask, most of them are just like, I'm kind of done with this. Like, I got the vaccine. I don't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people are just done with it.
Yeah. I know. I know. I know one of our coworkers, Robert, the cool one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
who works on the truck.
Yeah.
He was so excited when he got his shot. He was just like, "Yeah!"
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah.
he was like, "I'm done with the mask." He was like, "I'm so ready." And then like Walmart just turns around and does this. Well, not even just Walmart. It's not even Walmart's fault though. It's more of like just the Delta virus. Like we just get hit with like another strain, and then I remember I passed Pam actually, and I was just like, we're just back at square one. She was like,
Yeah.
yeah. She was like, I
It
hate it.
does feel that way.
Yeah, it's horrible. But yeah. I mean, well, how's your experiences working there though? You know,
All
how?
together,
Yeah, all together. Like, how do you feel just working there as a whole?
I would say most of it has been positive.
Mhm.
I guess. Once I joined Cap 2, about 8 months, 9 months into working there, I pretty much it only took me a couple weeks to really just like get into it and just kind of get into the flow.
Mhm.
And ever since then, I've been treated with from the higher ups. They kind of just like they don't really like talk to me for the most part. I think
Mhm.
Darius can relate to that because we're not problems.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Like they don't. We're just kind of there. We're just like behind the scenes. Like
Mhm.
if they ask us for something, then we'll do it, and that's pretty
Yeah.
much it. But we're not really the ones that are like critiqued
Mhm.
for the most part. And in my opinion, that's been kind of nice. Uh, just to be kind of left alone for the most part and not being dragged into like some sort of drama that's going on, even though it does happen,
Mhm.
but not as much as it could.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, most managers and even the ones who just talk to me, just like will just come up and have conversation. Most they're normally like friendly or they're just casual. They're just talking about their lives, blah blah blah. Like
Mhm.
uh, I guess I shouldn't talk about him, but
Yeah, nah.
our old manager was very like we would always just have very great conversations and he was always someone that I could always I
Mhm.
could throw ideas at him like Walmart style ideas and like we
Yeah.
could do this better or like we could do this better and he would
Mhm.
tell me like straight up if you know
It would work or not.
yeah if it would work or not and then he would
Yeah.
even give his stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was good at that and I mean other people are
Yeah.
too but yeah I
DJ.
would say overall it's been positive. The team that I work with, there's, I mean, it's Walmart and it's an entry level job, so you're always gonna have, people that work there for like 2 days to a week, and then there's gonna be people that uh, work there for a while only because people can't fire them because they essentially need them on. But in the end, they're just really bad workers, and that part I would say, well, actually, that part has been more less pleasant than just people that just quit, because like that's just life. But then people that get kept on who are just really bad workers,
Mhm.
uh, the slack has got to be picked up somewhere, and normally it falls onto my shoulders or someone else's that's a good worker like Darius.
Mhm.
Um,
Sadly.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, I would say overall it's been positive. I've made a lot of friends there. I started
Yeah.
a podcast because of it. What about you, Darius?
Yeah, just same as you, from the front to the back, where it all started. Got in, did my thing, made my way up. Don't do shit now. Not really, nope.
Yeah,
And then just chill,
ever since
honestly.
the what's it called? When they tried to like just uh our task. I'm not. I don't know. I forget. I'm forgetting the word, but it's like they changed what we were doing as
Mhm.
our job,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we never really changed. We've just been
Mm-mm.
stuck in like the transition, which is mostly us doing nothing for the past like month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Creating something to do.
yeah, yeah. I do get. There's only like maybe one day out of the week now where I'll like leave and go like, I did a good amount of work today. You know.
Yeah.
How does it compare to being a cart pusher? Because you did that for like 2 years almost.
I got a team. I'd say I got a better team
Yeah.
than I had back then. Everybody just got fired for
That is.
stealing. Yeah.
Really, that's what it was, stealing.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And points. It was just awful out there alone in the morning until 2.
All alone, out in the open world.
Yeah, 7 to 3, baby.
All
7 to 3.
by myself.
Saw shit on the wall.
So what?
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Walked
Good
out
day.
there. I was like, what's that smell? Turn around. It's like somebody like got a bucket and just like threw it on the wall, and it's like dripping down. It's like stains and shit. And there's like boxers with Christ on them. I'm just
Oh
like,
my
huh,
god.
interesting.
You know what that kind of makes me think of? You guys ever seen Bad Grandpa with Johnny Knoxville and was it that one little kid? It's like this movie where Johnny Knoxville plays as like his old grandpa character that he does in like the Jackass movies.
Mhm.
And he's just walking around with this kid, and there's like this one point where like him and the kid are like pulling each other's fingers, farting and shit. And they're like in a diner, and then the little kid like pulls like the grandpa's finger, and he's like, ah! And like shit just goes all over the wall, and like everyone's just like, oh my god, like what the fuck? And like everyone's just like running out, and he was just like, god damn it! And he was like, I shouldn't have took my laxatives today.
Oh my gosh.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
There are also two other people who oh, my voice cracked. There are
Oh.
also two other people who ended up working at Walmart also. That is Joseph over here,
Oh,
aka
yeah.
Mr. Quiet.
Everyone
and
here.
Yeah, everyone here is working or has worked at
Anyone
Walmart.
who's ever going to be in this room has worked at Walmart. And
Yeah.
I'll make sure of that.
Yeah. So who wants to go first at telling their experiences and telling their differences in Walmart and their work life now? So, Joseph?
Okay, so Walmart for me, I'm just gonna keep it straight up. Walmart for me was a terrible job. I worked full time while I was there. So, and I was in college at the time, and this is when college, uh, it was transitioning like into Zoom because COVID was hitting. Um, and I was like just trying to tell my professors like I have work, like I have to do like 40 hours worth of work. Can I just like can I just like view the videos and do my assignments like later? Like, you know, just just delay it instead of having to show up to Zoom calls essentially. And they just agreed because there was like no regulation on it essentially. So I was working full time. I would work from 1 to 10 every day of the week, 5 days a week, and I think I would work one day of the weekend. I don't know. I worked a lot. I remember, and
For 2 weeks.
yeah, and I just couldn't really get any assignments at college done, and also it was like I didn't receive any training. Like it really it kind of made me mad because I got like fucking pulled in for coaching for I had sat on like a push cart, like like the pull carts, and I had just sat on one, because my fucking feet hurt, and I didn't know, like, nobody had told me, like, don't sit on that, like, and then Zach pulled me up into the fucking, what is it, front office, I don't even know what it would be, and he was just, like, grilling me, like, you can get fired for this, he was like, why did you think it was okay to do that, and I was like, my feet hurt, like, I literally just said my feet hurt, because, like, it was true, and I hadn't received any fucking training, otherwise, and they had hired me on as temp anyway, and they told me I was going to get training, and I think at this point I was, like, maybe at least a week or so in, and I still, like, Becky had told me I was going to receive some sort of computer training. I never got that. I just, like, I don't know. I wasn't, like, I didn't even get safety training, you know? Like, I had to have people teach me, like, how to use the baler and shit. It just seemed kind of wrong. Like, I felt like I should have watched some sort of video or something, like, and I did not like working in the back. Like, there were fucking trip hazards, honestly, in a lot of places. I mean, like, there were, the day I quit, I had a pallet jack that was, like, fucked up. If you've worked in Cap 2, you know what I'm talking about. I had a pallet jack that was, like, fucked up, so it wasn't, like, pulling right. It's like, you have to, like, tug the fucking weight, because it's just, like, the jack is not working properly. And we had this mixed pallet, and the people who had stocked it were, I guess, hired on recently too, and they didn't know how to, like, do the truck. So this pallet that we had was literally, like, going to at least, like, 8 different aisles. Like, it was literally all over the fucking place. So it was fucking taking forever. It was essentially taking forever because this pallet was mixed to fuck, and, like, it had, like, sugar, it had, like, Asian, it just had shit everywhere. Like, there was one that went all the way down into, fucking, what's the front of the store? The thing that you stock last. Um, I forget what it's called.
Like
Like
the
the
frozen stuff for the coffee?
No, 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 no.
the cash
How
register
you
area.
stock grocery, and then you stock chemicals, and then you stock, what's the
Oh, you're talking about HBA.
HBA? Yeah.
Yeah.
I had something in there that went to HBA. Like, I was just literally looking for the code, and just, like, so it went everywhere. It just was going everywhere, and people were asking me questions and shit too. It was busy. It was, like, near the start of COVID, so people were buying shit, and people were asking me questions about where shit was. So I was being stopped by a lot of people, and I was, like, directing them, like, where to go. And Robert came up to me that day and confronted me. He was like, "Oh, he's like, I never see you in your aisle. Like, you're not in your aisle. You're not working." And he's like, I just don't get it. And I was just like really fucking fed up because I was tired. I was literally, like, starting to fail my classes just because, like, I had this job, you know. And I would wake up. It would be like 12 because I'd be fucking tired, so I'd sleep a long time through the night, and then I'd work, and then I'd fall asleep, and then, it's like you just do it, like, over and over and over. It's like a very, like, if you're doing something full time, it gets kind of, like, tiring, and that's kind of like something you have to commit to. I feel like, and doing college at the same time was probably not a smart choice for that either. And so that, and just, like, the combination of Robert just being like, "Oh, you're not fucking working," and I was literally just like, the hardest day I'd fucking been working, like, showing people where shit is, and, like, now I'm finally, like, getting a grasp on, like, where things go, and, like, this goes in Hispanic, and this goes in fucking snacks, and this goes in chemicals. Like, I know, I'm starting to know where shit goes, and then I'm just getting grilled for it. Not to mention, like, I remember, uh, all of Cap 2 was called back to the back room, and Sean and all them were, like, fucking yelling at us. They're like, "Y'all are not working hard enough."
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they were just like, "Y'all are not working hard enough. Y'all aren't doing your jobs." And I'm just kind of sitting here like, bro, I don't even know. What the fuck? Like, it just like I didn't receive any training. I feel like you're supposed to receive training for a job, and like having to figure shit out as you go just like creates bad results essentially. Like, you know, if you don't want me to fucking sit on the cart, fine, but at least tell me,
Mhm.
and then don't pull me into an office and fucking grill me for it, and then come and try and talk to me about my work ethic when I'm fucking like pulling this cart and finding where shit goes and helping people. It was just
Yeah, no.
I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So
Yeah. I mean, Robert himself is a very hypocritical and I don't want to say stupid, but he does he does tend to like eat his own words to a point. Like he'll throw things at you and then like the next week he'll say the exact opposite. Like I remember whenever I was working Cap 2, he would always tell me like it doesn't take like 3 people to finish an entire pallet like in like 10 minutes. I was like, "What? That the math does not work there." He was like, "Well, it says so on paper." And then when now that I'm over here like in electronics, this man ended up pulling the entirety of the GM zoners and like, the floor associates, like even me, I'm in electronics, like and I'm running dairy freight. And this man's just like, "This is how we need to run freight." He was like, "We need 10 people on one pallet done in like 5 minutes." I'm like, "Where was this Robert like whenever I was working Cap 2?" I was like, I could have like reasoned with this guy at least just a little bit, you know? But no, this man just he tends to go back on a lot of the things he says.
bro, I remember one of the days I was there, I ended up in the fucking back room at the truck alone. I was the only person there. Everyone had been called back for some sort of meeting or something, and they had been called over to speaker, but my name was not listed. And so, like, I was there with a couple of new people there at first. There were like three of us, and then two of them got called up, and I was just the last person back there, like
Mm.
with the fucking truck, like with packages, like just like moving shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, where am I? There's nobody back here but me. It's beeping at me and shit. It's like beep beep beep.
Mhm.
I'll explode. Like I gotta fucking.
Reject
Dude,
full.
it was just a. I don't know.
He was literally like that John Travolta meme where he's just like looking around from like Pulp Fiction. And he's just
Yeah.
like just not knowing what the fuck to do. It's like where the fuck am I even supposed to go?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think it was just Walmart that was really terribly sloppy with how they handled new hires
Mhm.
during the start of the pandemic. Cause like um I mean Frankie was one of them. Shit, he didn't get trained.
Yeah,
He didn't get
I
trained on anything.
I
I
didn't
don't
get
think
trained at all.
anyone like I would say probably about maybe a week or two before you got hired, any of those new hires, no one got trained. They just
Wouldn't
didn't
that
do
be
it.
like a crime though?
Yes, they could
Like if
definitely like
you
at
use the
some point.
machine wrong
Yeah,
and you get hurt
yeah,
and
that's on
you
them.
Mhm.
haven't received training, I feel like that's a crime.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mhm.
I mean it's
for
not.
you to
It's
not
they're
like
just liable for it. Yeah.
so it just doesn't. I remember Kyle told me when he was there, Robert had him unstocking pallets, and he was like, "We need to get these pallets off the fire entrances because there were pallets blocking the fire entrances." And Kyle was helping him like move pallets to like get it up to code, and just like thinking like that means because he told me that after I had left, so that meant that may have been going on while I was there. So like if there was a fire and there were no fire exits in the back room, like I don't know. It just didn't. It didn't sit right with me. There were a few things that did not sit right with me about it, like
Mhm.
at all. The day I left, someone fucking slipped and like broke
Really?
their shit. Some
Joshua,
fucking guy.
Madeline.
Hi, Maddie. Hi, Josh.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people in here now.
Well, just walking.
I mean, I
Yeah. Yeah, the only kind of training I've had so far for like electronics is just like, not even like proper training. It's more of just like Emma like just walking around and be like,
Telling you what to do.
typically I just do this. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, I mean, I'll do
That's
it
really
too.
what it became. In fact,
Mm.
I don't know if they changed because I would say one of the biggest changes recently has just been all the third shift hires, and I don't know if they've changed it since then. But before that, anyone they hired, that's how people were trained. Anyone
Yeah.
else that had been there like a minute before them, they were like, "How did you do this?" And they're like, "Oh, I went about doing this, and it was most likely wrong."
Yeah.
Or they went up to ask someone with experience like me or Darius all the time about everything and anything, and then I had to drop what I was doing, waste company time because you guys
Yeah.
didn't feel like training them, and train them properly. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I think the one I ended up bugging the most is Austin.
right
Austin was
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Austin was the one who ended up training me because Becky was just like, yeah, you see that guy over there with the glasses? Yeah, he's gonna train you. I'm just like, okay. And then me and Austin just like, I remember the first thing we ended up doing was doing a mixed paddock with Alejandro,
Yeah.
and at first I thought it was Alejandro who was supposed to train me, and then he was just like, oh no, 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 Austin's the other guy. He was like, he's the white dude. I was just like, oh, okay.
That's funny.
And I was like, okay. And so Austin came by, and Austin being Austin, he was just like, "Oh, what up?" And it just started talking about xenomorphs and shit, you know. But yeah, it was I mean, like I don't want to say like my first few days were like bad, but I mean, like I feel like at any other type of workplace it could have been better, but it's definitely better than how things are going now.
Yeah, you're just talking about how like it's like the place you're in now is completely different than what it
Mhm.
was. Not because of like anything that's changed necessarily. It's just the fact that because you understand more of what's going on, you're
Yeah.
like it feels more solid and you feel
Yeah.
like you know what's going on versus when you just walk into a place like dude, I remember my first day on cap too
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
old truck style where they didn't have them. It was just a piece of metal with wheels on it and all the boxes
Mhm.
came down and you had to figure out where each box went. It didn't do anything for you. And I was just
Wow.
like, did not, like, you're literally in a different place. You don't know where you are. Like, you have
Mhm.
no one idea what's going on. Like, it's like, I guess at some point you hit, like, a barrier where you're just like, oh, okay, I understand this thing and this thing and this thing. And it's like, oh, that's enough to get me to, like, treading, like, on some very fine line. But if anything
Mhm.
breaks off, then I don't know where I am anymore.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's one thing that like really scared me whenever I was like working cap too. Because like everything was just so new. Like there was things that were like always changing, and
Yeah.
especially like when it comes to like, like how we'll get like those seasonal end caps every now and then like they're just like, oh, how'd you not know? They're all the way over there, and I'm just like, how am I supposed to know? No one informs me on it, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And it's just like I'll end up getting like all this freight. I'll end up like taking it to the back. I'm like, oh, it's overstocked, and they're like, oh, really? Like, did you check the end cap? I'm like, no. They're like, oh, well, go check the end cap. I'll go and try and find the end cap, and I can't find it, and it's just like I end up getting lost, and I don't know like where anything goes at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like Thanksgiving was like one of the hardest weeks for me. Like
Yeah.
it was so hard for me because was it I remember Chao who is actually coming back soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you hear that today?
Yeah. I not today. I actually heard that he's going to be coming back soon. I think Emma was talking about it. She said that his leave of absence is actually coming to an end and that
Well, that doesn't mean he's coming back.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You
It
can
does.
always, if you're Chaha or most managers can just keep extending.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he's ouch.
I do.
Ouch. Oh, like as a manager. Yeah. Well, I mean, like as a manager, he's not that bad. The thing is, though, you just really have to keep up with like his small, fast pace. Like
Yeah.
he's one of those like short man, like child who like just runs around like super fast. And he's just like, hey man, go put this over here, like go real quick, like real fast.
I
Yeah.
personally love it. Like he really just hypes me up and gets me going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's also like, again, like our old manager. He's very reasonable.
Yeah,
Like
you
if he
you can
tells you to
really
do
talk to him.
something
Yeah.
and then you're just like, I literally can't do this in this time. Like this is impossible. And
Mhm.
this is me being honest, not telling you. I'm not over here telling you like I don't feel
Mhm.
like doing it because it's a lot of work. I'm just telling you like it cannot be done the way you want it to be done. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, man, let's do it like this or like
Mhm.
let's figure this out. He's very reasonable.
Yeah.
So I definitely miss him a lot for that because that is very scarce at Walmart right now. If I'm being straight up.
Mm,
Yep. Yep. And then there's definitely like a few managers who decide to abuse like their title and their enrollment as being manager. Like Brianna, like she hardly ever goes to check up on her department. Like
Oh yeah.
so many people say that they actually she's actually the manager of OGP.
Yeah, I mean it's a little understandable though because now she's doing Becky's job also. Like I definitely don't think she works as hard as she could, and
Mhm.
that's I guess that's how I'd put most of the people there or most of the
Yeah.
managers. But like, she's got a lot on her plate for sure, and she's probably really overwhelmed.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, she should probably check up on her stuff
Yeah.
more.
Oh no no. Yeah, Lisa's front
She
end
has been.
management.
Yeah, Lisa's front end now.
Yeah, it's because Brianna actually. I think Brianna was front end before. Like it was Lisa and OGP, and then Brianna front end, right?
Yeah, I think they swapped.
Yeah, they ended up swapping them because they.
She
Yeah.
was actually the reason why I was able to go to Cap 2 because the whole time that I was a cashier, I was trying to go to Cap 2 and the manager up there, she wouldn't allow it
Mhm.
until literally right after Brianna came and replaced her. I think she quit. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure the other old manager quit. And
Mhm.
Brianna showed up, and then pretty much immediately I was just like, came up to her, I was like, hey, I've been trying to transfer to Cap 2, and the old manager was not letting me, but like I've done everything I could, and
Mhm.
like 2 weeks later I was just on Cap 2. It was just that easy. It
Mhm.
just that switch of a person. It was just that easy. Because the old manager I would plead with like every single week, like please, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm
Yeah.
really sick of it.
Mhm.
And yeah, finally Brianna showed up and she just moved me instantly. So I
Yeah.
already had some, respect for her and,
Mm.
gratitude.
Yeah.
Over here, I mean, technically Josh hasn't, but he's worked up there, like, for like a shift. I don't know, me, you,
me.
like Carla, Darius did it too.
Up at the front,
Yeah,
front end.
cashier.
No, I wasn't a cashier.
Oh yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. Well, I guess you could
Um,
call front end because front end includes car pushers.
Mhm.
I was up there a lot.
Yeah.
Carry outs.
Yeah. No, yeah. Carla was actually OGP. Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
wanna? How's the difference between working? You work at Olive Garden right now, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between doing like serving jobs like bartending and being a waitress versus like doing OGP?
Um, it was a change
Mhm.
because I was so used to, first my first job was actually at Olive Garden. I was a host, started off, interacted with people and all that. Then like became a server and then a bartender. And it was at that moment before I quit. Management over there got really bad and like I just couldn't stand it no more. I'm like, all right, I need to find a new job. And whenever they found out that I was actually like leaving, they all like got upset. They were like, why are you leaving? I'm like, I didn't really want to tell them the truth that I was leaving because of them. And I was like, oh, I just got another job, whatever. They convinced me to do a leave of absence. So in the end, that's what I did. And in those 3 months, I went and got a job at Walmart in OGP, and it was quite a change. And but at the same time, it really wasn't because I was used to interacting with customers. Because whenever I got there, I mostly dispensed the whole time that I was in OGP, and so it really wasn't quite of a difference. But how it was, I did not like it. I like the job, the people, but just management at Walmart just wasn't.
Mhm.
It was worse than where I was working at. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I liked it. It was fun, with the people that I worked with, but full time, 1 to 10,
Mm.
didn't really suit me since I usually worked like morning shifts or afternoon shifts from 4 to 11, 4 to 10, 9:45 till 4 at my other job. And then here it's literally like right in the middle, like at 1. And then you get off at 10. And then
Mhm.
like you have nothing else to do throughout your days. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like I don't know if this is common across all entry level jobs, but I feel like
Mhm.
the thing that one of the only things that makes it a good job is really just the people around you that you work with, because
Mhm.
generally it's very rare to find a manager that is somewhat reasonable, because they've just been most of them are not there by like because they want to be there.
Yeah.
Most of them are there because they like I don't know, maybe they got into some financial trouble and they were like, I guess I'm gonna have to step up and become a manager and start working at Walmart, and you
Mhm.
know, or it's just the easier route. They don't have to worry about
Yeah.
tax collectors, whatever, what you have it. Um, but yeah, I feel like that's probably like one of the biggest factors in like almost any entry level job, because most
Mhm.
of the labor most of it's mindless,
Yeah.
essentially.
Like it's like
Yeah.
all the labor is just like hookah hookah. Like
Yeah.
you don't really gotta think like
Booka booka.
yeah like if I put enough velocity into like my lift, I can pick it up with enough force. No, like you're just like done.
Yeah.
You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, you literally put like numbers match and that's it. Like that's how you stack or not stack stock stonks. But yeah. Um
Fox.
how do you think being a dental assistant's really gonna be?
Oh, wow. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be different.
Yeah. All right. So sorry about that. We actually had a little hiccup. Um our audio software and our camera recorder coincidentally stopped recording at the exact same time. So
Camera recorder.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Camera recorder. Wait, what did I say?
You said camera recorder. It's
Camera
a
recorder?
camcorder.
Oh, camcorder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Camshare.com.
Oh, sorry. We
Uh-huh.
actually don't sell camcorders.
Yeah.
We,
Well, the Murfreesboro one does.
yeah, the Murfreesboro one does. But I mean, like we sell like one, but that's about it.
Yeah. It's like $150.
Yeah. Uh,
Goddamn.
Um. Yeah. But besides the hiccup, what was it you said during our little break? Oh, sorry. That was
Dang,
like
you
just
just
there.
broke the table.
For
My
any
blood, sweat, and tears went into this.
sorry for anyone who doesn't know, Jason put a lot of hours into this, just making this damn table, and like I give him like complete props for that. Everyone, give him a round
Yeah.
of applause.
This is not.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay, the
slow
slow
clap.
maniacal clap does not work in this moment. All right, so Darius.
So, how does everybody feel about black people?
What the fuck? Okay, we're not gonna
Depends on the black
continue.
person,
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, like, I know what's up. Share your ideas, you know what I'm saying? How
You
you
know
guys
what?
feel?
You know what?
Black
Okay.
people is just like people with darker skin, or like what?
Yeah, it's African Americans.
I mean, person's a person, the way I
Yeah.
see it. But if the
Yeah,
person is
yeah,
not
Yeah.
cool, then like
yeah.
Yeah.
maybe we're gonna have problems. But
Yeah.
generally speaking, I don't really care. As in, I don't really care unless
Yeah.
you do something to me, or like just give me like weird vibes.
See, guys, in the future, you can't call them racist.
As
Yeah.
MLK
See.
said, he was like, judge them on the What is it? Judge them on their character, not and not the
Character,
color of their
not their
skin.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Good shit, good shit. See, guys.
What do you think you're on the podcast?
That's what I'm
People are
saying.
gonna
Exactly.
people are gonna
We gotta,
call me racist because I
exactly.
couldn't
At
remember
one
the whole
point,
quote.
at any point, there's gonna be like somebody's gonna be like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
he's racist. He made that joke. I feel offended." Like we're just clarifying things now.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like, if that ever does come to a happen, we'll just pull you out, and you're
Yeah,
just like, hey, yo.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. I'm
Dude, we
here.
had a
It's
whole
okay.
bit about that.
Yeah.
We had a whole bit going like, a gun up to Darius' head, like, say we're not racist.
Yeah.
Tell the audience. Tell them.
Yeah.
Didn't y'all say that y'all were gonna hold him up to gunpoint or
Yeah,
something like
Yeah.
that?
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Like Malcolm X in the end.
Who?
Yeah.
What?
Who?
MLK. Like,
Oh.
that's why it's funny when people will like reference MLK when they're talking about like the riots and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
this is not
Yeah.
what he wanted. It's like this was like way early in his career when he said this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He starts to go like a little further. He never like actually like puts out any riots or anything, but he starts to move more towards like the ideas that Malcolm X presented as well.
Yeah. I think at some point, like, everyone can kind of look at like multiple viewpoints and kind of see like the logic behind some of them. But in the end, like, I do think, like, what he did say, like, early on, he did kind of like feel that to heart. But I mean, like you said, he does kind of like, look past that and try to see it from everyone else's viewpoints. Like, the fuck are you doing?
I hear something.
No, it was me on accident.
Oh, it was you.
Yeah, trying to blame me, bro. I'm trying to be quiet
mean,
and
I
shit
mean,
over here.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
wasn't
like, you're the one
sure.
touching it, and she's over here like sitting still.
Yeah, shit. I'm over here like, don't make any noise. And next thing you know, stop making all that noise. I'm like,
Damn, Frankie, I guess we're just racist, bro.
Yeah, I guess-
don't
I
guess-
know
you
know
else
what?
to say.
Yeah,
take back
we
what
are.
I said earlier. Guys. Help.
Carla,
Not the
remember
help.
remember the thing you said holding on at gunpoint? Not a bad idea. No.
No.
Wow.
Do it.
But yeah. Okay, before we ended up cutting off, did you guys have anything you want to say about Walmart as a whole?
You're gonna have to give him the mic.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
I know.
do this. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, if you want the headphones, I was just taking them off to like.
Chill with just the mic. I don't care. Like, I don't know. It's been good and bad. I feel like it probably depends on where you work. But I've been front end the entire time I've worked there. I started, I think my orientation was in October. So I've been there a decent amount. I've had ups and downs, but I'm just glad I'm not on register that much anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I met most of the people I know there. Like, that's how I met most of you guys, was just doing other stuff other than being on register. And now I'm out there all the time. I definitely prefer being out there than being on register, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have a lot of different experiences at Walmart depending on which department you're in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, I know how many shitty customers there are at Walmart. I've personally actually never had like an awful, I guess, experience with a customer. Just like maybe minor annoyances.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just very different if you're like if you're working front end, you see all the crazy people, all of them.
Yeah,
That's
we've
where
had
they
a
have
lot
to
happen.
It's like a funnel. That's where they always end up, of course.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of things happen up front. Weird, crazy things just happen. I think most of us, if we're just on register, we just kind of watch it happen. Because most of it happens at customer service. We don't deal with it as much on register. Which is why I could never work customer service. I think I would just cry. Literally. But it definitely depends on your managers too. That makes a big difference. We've had a few manager changes up front. I like most of my managers up front. I'm not going to name names, but I definitely have problems with a few of them. One in particular, which I'm not going to name, but I'm sure
Wait,
you
who's
all
the manager you're talking about? I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
But I'm sure you know who I'm talking about because
Probably.
a lot of people have problems
Probably.
with this manager from up
Yeah,
front.
probably.
Especially when it came to like, I mean, everyone here, or at least just about everyone here knows about how I had a name change and stuff like that. That manager in particular is not very nice about that. She still uses the other name. She hasn't respected it at all. And I've just never really gotten along with her to start with. She's always been very just rude, I guess. I think she's kind of one of the managers like y'all were talking about earlier that is just there for work. Like they don't want to be there.
Yeah. And it shows.
Yes, it really does. Like, I get along with the other ones just fine. I've never had a problem. I've had one problem with a customer before where one of my managers approached me about it, and I just explained the situation, and it was fine. But I know if it had been that other manager, it would have been a lot different. So I always just try to know who's on the floor. But it's been pretty good for the most part. I've not really had many issues, so. Most people don't like up front. I don't mind it. But I'm also never on register, so.
Again, I think it really just depends on, like, anyone you ask about like their experiences of the job, they're not gonna go into detail about like, oh, I did this today. I was stocking this aisle. Unless something happens with a human being, because like the way that all of us answered the question, mostly was just like, these people were nice and these people were helpful. These people were good, or these people were like negative, or something. It just doesn't really matter much about exactly what you're doing because it's mostly just menial work that you don't like have to think about much. So it just kind of flies by. Which is another thing that a lot of people say when they work at Walmart. It's like a lot of people that are new and then they'll come up to me later. Joe actually did this. I remember he was like, dude, like time is flying by here. Like I just did 8 hours and it felt like 2. Because you just forget what you're doing. Yeah.
It's like those first couple of days there.
Yeah. And you're
They
just like,
become
dang,
long.
I just made $100 doing nothing.
Right.
My second day on the job, not a single manager came up to me the entire day, and all I did was just slowly zone split this by myself the entire day. It was just I was just like everywhere, just completely zoned out. Barely even spoke to any customer either. And I had no idea what I was doing except like push things up to the diamond. It's my second day.
Jinx, you have anything you want to add to this?
She's out.
Mm.
She's sleeping.
Yeah.
Beautiful kitty.
Yeah. I know while Sam was like talking, he just kind of like opened his eye. He was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Who did?
The Jinx. Oh, she.
The girl
Sorry.
cat?
Yeah, sorry.
You can't misgender a cat
I'm so
while
sorry.
we're recording. Sam's gonna get on to you.
We're
Yeah.
gonna get canceled.
Yeah, I am
Yep.
gonna get canceled.
Get
You
him
know
out
how
of here.
hard Jinx has worked to be a female.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, Jinx.
Her 8 weeks of being
Yeah,
alive.
exactly.
Yeah. In the 8 weeks of being alive, she went through so much hell protesting on the streets, saying, "I am not a male." Yes. Not anymore. Jinx, we respect you.
I mean, she
Jinx
gotta
might be our
earn
new
my
mascot.
respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Everyone
I was
does.
thinking. Jinx can be like our new mascot. Yeah.
She'll probably just sleep through most of the podcast anyway, like she did today.
That's what I do.
Get like a Walmart outfit for Jinx.
Oh
Aw,
my
a
gosh.
little
That's
vest.
disgusting. I
Yeah.
don't know.
A little vest.
That can be the joke.
It's kind of cute, like, because it's like, a little thing for a cat, but the fact that it has a Walmart logo on it would be kind of gross.
They're gonna take
Oh,
it.
no, yeah.
They're gonna be
They're
like,
gonna take
copyright
it.
issues.
Right.
Give us the cat and the vest.
Right. Like what?
This cat is not affiliated with Walmart in any way.
You now have the rights to your cat.
Next thing you know, they're gonna
Oh,
take the table too.
what was the thing that Cody was talking about? The smile thing that Walmart used to have as like
Oh
their
yeah,
trademark.
I listened to that actually on the old recording. Yeah, he was talking about how the old slogan for Walmart used to be a smile, and I think you're the one who said he was like, yeah, they changed it because everyone's fucking depressed now. 'Cause now it's now it's a spark.
Yeah.
I honestly don't. I kind of remember the smile like really vaguely. Yeah, really vaguely.
Did you say smile was on the stickers?
No, I don't think so. I think they changed it probably when I was like 9 or 10. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. Someone like look this up.
You know, I think
Actually, I can just look it up.
You got a
Hold
whole
on.
computer right
yeah,
there in
you've
front
got
of
a
you.
whole
What's wrong
laptop.
with me?
Was it? But no, now that I think about it, we can just do like a little vest with like the smile on it, and then it just like says WAP.
For her to lay on with a smile on it or something?
Huh? Oh yeah.
She'll just be sleeping most of the time, probably.
Yeah.
2006.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, I would have been. Oh, it would have been 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
we would have been
Oops.
5.
I
What?
just. Well, everyone knows how old I am now.
Oh.
Oh,
Who cares?
oh well. I mean, not like it matters.
I'm actually lying. I was actually 45
Wow.
in 2006.
He aged backwards.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Benjamin Button.
Yeah. We got Benjamin Button over here on the show.
Let's go.
Let's go. Reversing time. Never aging.
What were you talking about though?
Huh?
Oh yeah, you were talking about the logo thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. We should definitely have Jinx as our mascot. Yeah.
Just have her right next to the little Walmart logo.
Mhm.
Tell
Yeah,
me,
the
brother.
old Walmart logo. That's what we can do. Have it next to the old Walmart logo.
Imagine if they still try to copyright it.
Yeah, they'll still try to
That's
copyright
what I'm
us or some
saying,
BS.
bro. They gonna
They
take it.
might. I
They gonna
don't.
take it.
I really don't know. They should definitely do some research into copyright mistakes that I most likely make in
You
this.
might have to say wall smart.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wall
Wall
Smart.
Smart.
Yeah,
Wall
I don't
Smart.
know. Should probably
Yeah.
look it up before
Mart
we even
Wall.
post this.
Yeah, Mart Wall.
Mart Wall.
Well, I was
Mart
thinking like if
Wall.
anything, we'll just like
Mark
bleep from wall like after. So like we'll just like every time someone would just be like Wall.
We said Walmart
That's
so
true.
many times this episode though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walmart, Walmart,
Yeah, bitch.
Walmart.
In fact, you know what I could do?
Yeah.
I could just put in that recording, just like the half second where you're just like bitch in place of every single time that we said Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be like, huh? And I was like, who's a bitch? And I was gonna be like, huh?
Yeah. So, this is probably going to be later in the episode when you finally realize this, but if that is an idea that Jason decides to stick with, yeah, don't be surprised by any of the bitches. So,
Don't
you
be
just-
offended, guys.
yeah, don't be offended. I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm just saying, bitch. You know?
Nah,
I
you're
mean,
a bitch.
but if you are a bitch,
You're a
you're a bitch.
bitch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a
If you
bitch,
get
change yourself
offended, then
now.
you
Yeah,
are.
get offended.
Yeah.
Do something. Fuck you, bitch. Bitch.
Butch.
Oh my gosh. But yeah. All right. I mean, is there anything anyone else wants to add to the podcast?
I mean, I feel like I don't know. It's kind of like a long. I feel like we could talk about it for like hours, but like um I guess at some point I want to talk about like just the way that like COVID was like kind of handled by like whether it's Walmart or we're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about just like the United States
Mm-hmm.
in general.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was handled very. I mean, I think it's just handled very poorly.
Yeah.
All of it, ever since the very beginning, and there has been. I don't know. There's a lot I could say about it. I guess. I don't know. Do you want me to go into it or like fuck?
I
We'll
mean,
just do it
yeah. I
another
mean, do you
time?
guys want to get into it? Darius, are you awake enough to actually
I mean, I
get
don't want to
into
like
this
get
topic?
into it. Like we can be like brief.
Yeah.
I mean, no, y'all good. Go ahead, talk about that thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, talk about that thing.
I mean, I guess one thing I'll say is that let's see. It's been like about a year and a half now, I guess, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much ever since like I guess it was around March or so
Ever since the
of last
incident
year.
happened.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
incident.
The incident of
And
2019, 2020.
Technically, it started around February, but it just
yeah,
wasn't very big until March.
yeah, no one really
Yeah.
cared
Yeah.
about it until like March. Everyone was like, it's not in the United States yet, though.
Yeah, everyone mostly cared about like Kobe dying, which rest in peace.
Yeah,
Amen.
yeah.
Hey, rest
was
in
that
peace,
was that in
Kobe.
that time? Right?
Yeah.
It was like right
Yeah.
Yeah,
before.
rest in peace, Kobe.
Yeah.
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 Rest in peace.
Kobe died, and then like coronavirus happened.
Hmm
It's funny.
Ridiculous.
I feel like there wasn't enough of a shift in the attitude towards it, because
Mhm.
like when people, at least I think this is pretty universal, but when people first heard about this new pandemic that was starting up in China, and it was said to be like like deadly, like really
Mhm.
deadly, like half the
Yeah.
people that get it are gonna like die,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's hard to have a conversation about that because it sounds like I'm almost like diminishing like all the people that have died from COVID, which
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do at all. That's not
Mhm.
my purpose. It's just like I wish we could have like some sort of rational conversation about like what COVID like really is, like
Yeah.
how deadly it is, like who's it's going to affect the most, what are the pre-existing conditions that people will have that are going to be more susceptible to like getting like hospitalized from it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Same with like the vaccine, like it's hard to have a rational conversation about that because people like get very like weirdly like sensitive about it,
Oh yeah.
and
I
Defensive.
mean.
make it sound like very. They make it. I don't know. Most of the stuff I see about like, or I mean, right now it's mostly stuff like about vaccinations and like COVID spikes going up. But everything I see, I guess this is mostly just because it's just stuff on Twitter and it's always like short and like condensed and the way people put it's like this is
Yeah.
so obvious and you should be doing this instead.
Mhm.
It's always like it's always listed like 5 bullet points or something, like random facts
Mhm.
and like about like ooh cases are going up or something or like if you don't get vaccinated like you're just a terrible person or something.
Damn it,
Oops.
Josh.
Um and also I guess people that are posting stuff like that just think about that like half the people that you know are most likely like not vaccinated.
Yeah.
And that's at this point it's by choice because if you're over 18 like you can literally get it anywhere.
Mhm.
You can get it anywhere that you want to. And I don't think it should be like an obvious decision, I
Yeah.
guess. And it's for some reason been made to be out that way. I mean, I guess at the beginning, like like it made sense, you know, like
Mhm.
people are dying, get this. It's just one shot or two shots, whichever one you get.
Mhm.
But I guess the point I'm saying is like sometimes you really got to think about the cons and the pros to everything and the risk benefit ratio. Because
Mhm.
pretty much every aspect of COVID was just like weirdly like everyone just like picked one side or picked the other, and there was something wrong with each side.
Mhm.
So like,
Yeah.
but no one in the middle like fucking I don't know. No one like cared about what they were talking about. It was always just like whether this side was somewhat exaggerated or someone wasn't listening to the other side, just stuff like that.
Mhm.
And that made me angry, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel like people are just very. I mean, me personally, I do know a lot of people who are very cautious of the idea of the shot, which I can't really deny. Like, I'm not cautious either, because a lot of people say like, oh, well, it's. They make it seem like it's like a magic cure when in
Yeah,
in actuality
exactly.
it's
It's
not.
yeah.
But the thing is like what people also need to understand is that it's not like what a vaccine is it is essentially a dead virus, which you can't just whip up a vaccine in the matter of like 3 months, like which was, or not even 3 months. How long did it take for them to like actually say that they made the
I mean, I think
vaccine?
the first like FDA trials happened after like 4 or 5 months or so.
Yeah,
If I was gonna guess
like
somewhere
you
around there.
you can't whip up like a magical vaccine like in that short of a time. Like it takes decades to like make vaccines,
I
and
mean,
make them
it's a
that
different
actually
type of
work.
vaccine though. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
the
The
Moderna
science
and the
behind it.
Pfizer are
Yeah.
mRNA, and I think uh the Johnson and Johnson and the AstraZeneca, I think it's called. I think that is somewhat of the old form that you're talking about, someone
Mhm.
making the dead virus into uh, a cure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah. I mean, like, but a lot of people. Okay, think about like the flu shot. A lot of people like really was cautious about the flu, even though like people were just like, oh, flu, oh, you know. But I mean, I know that people in my family they were just like, I don't get the flu shot anymore, and I'm like, why? And they're just like, well, it's because like every time I get it, I get sick. I'm like, well, you do know that the flu shot is essentially what I just said. Like,
yeah.
it's a dead virus. They're injecting it into you, and yeah, you will get like a little sniffle here and there, but I mean, it's not something that will be as deadly as getting the actual virus, strand that they're trying to protect you from. And they're like, oh, well, it was hell. I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, like, it's not gonna be easy to have like a dead virus. It's gonna want to come back, you know. But I mean, in the end, you just gotta stick through it to like better yourself, better your immune system. But I'm not saying that the COVID vaccine that we have now, everyone should just go ahead and get, because especially with the Delta strand, it's not really going to help much, because the Delta strand is completely different than COVID-19, you know.
I mean, it's not completely different. It's just an
Well,
evolution of it.
yeah, it's an evolution.
That's
Like,
very more transmissible than all the other ones, which is
yeah.
just common for evolutions of the virus. Like, it's
Mhm.
less deadly than the original COVID was,
Yeah.
but it's more easily transmissible.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, that's the thing though. Is like a lot more science needs to go behind with how this thing can just really evolve. Like it's so in the way that it does. Because like I said, the flu. Like there's so many different strands that you can get for it to like protect yourself from the flu. But that's because like just like the COVID virus, it's ever changing, it's ever evolving. You can't really stop something that can adapt. That's like trying to say like you're wanting to stop the human race. We're always adapting to like new environments. I mean, like there are people like all across the world who are different styles, different unique, you know, colors, changes. But I mean, like the colors don't really have to do with anything. It's just the fact that it helps them adapt to their environment, you know, of that part of the world, you know. And so,
Stretching the arm, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I was like, Black Power, let's
yeah,
go.
Black
Oh
Power.
my
Let's go.
god.
Yeah. No, I mean like, but take it like, a normal like pale person from like up north of the United States goes down to like Florida, they're gonna get sunburnt for like
Mhm.
all to hell, and then they're gonna be like, why is no one else here like sunburnt like me? And it's like, well, they have tans, they've adapted, their bodies have like grown in this area. Whole plume cloud just hit me.
Plume.
Plume.
But
I just wish it wasn't so hard to like just have a
a
simple
conversation.
conversation
Yeah,
about it. Um,
yeah.
and I I don't know why it had to get so like politicized, COVID
Mhm.
and the vaccine now. Like the whole subject is like so like divisive. Like anyone, most people that you bring it up to. Yeah, it doesn't need to be. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, it's like kind of how it was with Trump. Like you
Mhm.
couldn't really talk about. I mean, I guess you could talk about it, but like it was just so divisive. Like people would just get so mad about it
Yeah.
so instantly.
Yeah.
If
I
you didn't,
mean, you also got to think like so many people are like hard headed to the point to where like they believe in one type of era. Like there is a lady in electronics who is very like that. She like any type of way that she believes she will stick with for the rest of her life. And we've even tried explaining to her like, okay, well, yes, you do believe in this way, but you also got to understand not everyone's going to agree with you. But she feels like that her entire ideal is just the epitomal peak. And like I get there are like other people out there who are like that, but I don't want to diminish against them. You know what I mean? Because like every opinion is valid. That
Yeah.
was like the whole point of like this entire country, like the United States, is like
yeah,
your opinion is valid. Like we can hear you, we understand your point of view. But I mean, like there comes to a point where you have an opinion, and then you're just very hard headed. You know, like you will state your opinion, and then you will stick with it as if it's a fact.
I think there's an even more like
There's also a difference between your opinion being valid and your opinion being reasonable.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think there's like I think a bigger part of like just the whole like free speech thing and how it like came to be. There's a more like humbling aspect of it that I like to think
Mhm.
about, which is just like the person who wrote that like it just had an idea like maybe the person that I'm talking to like has something to offer,
Mhm.
and like that's the way that I look at it. Like the
Mhm.
person that I'm talking to, like maybe I'm wrong, maybe
Mhm.
I'm wrong about something, and then maybe I can like not be as wrong as I was.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people just approach it as I'm going to show them how wrong they are
Yeah, like
when talking about me.
or just the whole free speech thing, like I can say whatever I want. It's a free country. Like yeah, I guess, but like maybe you're wrong.
Mhm.
Maybe you're
Like
wrong. Sure.
yeah. Like definitely there are people who, I mean, I do believe in like the freedom of speech thing and all that, but I mean, I'm not gonna take it to like a certain extent where I'm just like, oh well, freedom of speech means that everything I say is right in my aspect.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
There's just a huge like arrogance factor in that way of
mhm.
looking at it that
Yeah.
I don't know. A good chunk of people have, I think.
Mhm.
It's like just because you can say something doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
everything you think should be said.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, people are always going to be split about anything and everything under the sun. There's always going to be different opinions, and no matter what it is, people are always going to fight about it. Somebody's going to.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
We're
think
kind
that's
of
one of
extreme in this kind of society.
yeah, that's I was going to say like there's always going to be someone that's fighting back and just in the way that we live now with
Mhm.
like I guess I could just say like social media aspect of it. The fact that there's always going to be someone like you could believe like the craziest thing
Mhm.
and then there's going to be someone that believes the exact same thing that you do. Like
Yeah.
just it could be just one person. And then
Mhm.
you guys could like form this fucking group
Yeah.
about something and
Like
it's
we
just like
did.
yeah, but there's always like you can find anything that's into anything like
Yeah.
just out there cuz the world's huge and there's so many people with so many different like lives that they live.
Mhm.
Like you can find anything.
Yeah.
Any any point that you make about anything can be like validated by someone else, I guess. No matter how crazy it is.
Yeah, especially with like the whole aspect of like the internet being so vast and wide. I mean, like you can literally type in like something
Porn.
nowadays, and like we're not going into discussion of
I
porn.
had to. I know. I just had to just throw that in there for the people out there. You know, that's what they
Oh
thought
my
of
gosh.
too. I know they thought of it. They had to. But continue.
I mean, like the internet is just so vast. Like you can just type in like a few letters, and then you'll find something out there. You
Yeah.
know, like I could probably type in like people who are into the same type of car that I am, and I'm gonna find like 1,000 results, of like people who love the exact same car that I do. I mean, it's just something that simple can turn into something very big, and it's just like you have like these people who are like on Craigslist or like YouTube, Facebook, all that shit. Just looking for other people to like join them and
Yeah.
be like, yes, like agree with me, and it's like,
And that's something that's like super convenient because like you'll always find somebody. You know, if you look hard enough, you'll find someone that like has the exact same like views on a certain thing or everything that you do. Like if
mhm,
you really just want to look, that's like something that's really nice about it, I guess. Like you don't have to feel as lonely as you did, which is also a very toxic thing in my opinion. Or I mean, it's not toxic on the surface, but it's so easy to get there
mhm, mhm,
without just like resisting.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. So I got Karla.
yeah.
Yeah, I just what?
What?
I just strolled through the internet. I just found her. I'm just like,
Oh,
she's
bro.
perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Stalked her page for like a whole like month.
oh my God!
No.
What the?
She's
That's
perfect.
that's weird.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He's not kidding.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's
On
not
Tinder.
joking.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
He's not joking.
Your parents aren't gonna listen to this, right?
Huh?
Your parents aren't gonna listen to this.
Oh well, my mom doesn't speak English.
Oh yeah, your mom doesn't
Yeah.
speak English.
We'll get it translated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
just be
don't.
right next to her.
I'm just like
Yeah.
translating the whole thing.
What about just the idea of Tinder though? Like I don't know. I guess it's because I've never really been on it,
Oh, it's
but like
weird.
the whole
Such
idea
a
of it
weird
has
place.
always weirded me out and
Mhm.
like made me feel like really gross
Yeah.
about it.
It's like I don't think that much of it. Like it must be like a little weird knowing like the person you found a relationship with you just like met through this algorithm. But
Yeah.
it's really just like you kind of just skip the first step of a relationship, which is usually just meeting them. Usually it's working or constantly going to the same place as them. Like if you go to a coffee shop every day, you can meet the love of your life there. If you just go to school, go to work, that's where most relationships are found.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
there's like somewhat of a huge like fake aspect to it because you can put whatever you want.
Oh yeah.
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 Do you want the opinion from someone
Sure.
because I've done it
Why
a
not?
couple of
Sure.
times.
Tell us how it is.
Um, I will say, as opposed to the fake aspect, it can be in many different ways, whether it's how a person looks or their personality. And it can happen in real life too, but they can act one way when you first meet them and then it changes. Distance, as far as like online dating, definitely does make a difference. Like dating online when you know that the person you're dating is in a whole nother country, even. Like, even if they're just in another state, kind of sucks. It can be good because some people get really good relationships out of that, and props to them, but sometimes it just goes really shit. Especially if you're a person who wants, like, physical affection, like hugs and shit like that.
Agreed.
I had
Yeah.
the first
Oh.
girl I ever dated lived in England, and it
Wow.
was very weird. I was younger than I am now, by a decent amount, a few years younger than I am now, and just it didn't last very long because it got to the realization of there's probably never gonna be a time I'm gonna meet you.
Mhm.
It's not gonna happen, and it's just it can be very realistic for some people who can make it happen, and just very unrealistic for others who had hopes in it. But it can be a very toxic thing, especially when you get to know a person and they act one way, and then eventually a flip just switches and they're totally different.
It's just so easily to be like changed. Like just the way that people see you, it's so easy to be changed with your online presence versus how you actually are. I mean, that's like that's kind of like Instagram is kind of like the really positive side of that. Like
Mhm.
always like really nicely like edited photos of yourself to make yourself like look nicer, and then like a caption that
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe you spend like an hour like trying to figure out like what's a good caption
Yeah.
so that people will like this photo.
No.
Um,
I mean, even things like Snapchat, like
yeah,
at this point, it's every app that you can think of. Like,
yeah,
if you haven't met that person in like actual physical form, and like you've only like seen like their digital side, you're gonna think like every person in the world could be a goddess unless they outright just start spewing out like that crazy BS that we were talking about earlier. They're just like, where they're those type of people who like get on there and they're just like, oh well, I think this, I think that, and like it's fact, and like you get like 500 people like disagreeing with it, being like, oh, you're bullshit, please shut the fuck up.
hmm
So like in that aspect, like internet can be a good or bad thing because I mean it can make you look good or bad, because say like how we're doing it right now. Once we post this on the internet, I mean there can be like thousands of people who disagree with us
yeah,
and like
totally.
yeah, just completely like hating on our video. But I mean, do we actually care? No. I mean, the
Nope.
thing is though is like we're doing this for fun. We're doing this so we can talk to each other and we can share our experiences with you guys. And it's not like anyone else really has that idea in mind, but some people do. Like so some of those people who are just like, I just want to share with you guys I do feel this type of way. And then like they get like 50,000 people like just disagreeing with them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I mean, Snapchat going into your DMs and like, just yelling
hmm
at you, being like,
Yeah,
"Please shut the fuck up." You know? Like we can't like at this point we can't really just like say what we want, you know? And that whole freedom of speech thing that I was saying earlier, like it's just kind of diminished away, you know, in a certain aspect.
yeah. I guess this is kind of on the same topic, but it's something that I actually think about like pretty frequently. That like is a little. It's kind of scary for me to think about, but like just I mean, the internet's been around ever since I've been here,
Mhm.
but that's only been like, I don't know, the internet's been around for what, like 20, 30 years? Something
Mhm.
like that. And the fact of like growing up in like a totally like digital world, um, there's like, there's an aspect of it that is like very weird, and it's the fact that like anything that I do online will like always be there,
Mhm.
which is a very like it's very uncomfortable for me to think about, which
Mhm.
is mainly why I never really post anything online ever, because I
Mhm.
don't like that like journal of my life being there
Mhm.
for like anyone else to see.
Mhm.
Like it's just very weird,
Yeah.
I
I
guess. And
mean.
it's just weird way to grow up, I guess, to like, cause like all the mistakes that like you're gonna make, like it's gonna be like recorded, which has like never happened before,
Yeah.
and it's just weird.
I mean, like it's also the same kind of idea of how when people found out that whenever you post something on Snapchat, like whenever you send like a Snapchat picture to someone else, like doing streaks, like how me and you do every
Yeah,
night, like um, that doesn't just go away.
yeah.
Like for us, it does. Like we can't ever access that photo again.
Mhm.
But for Snapchat, they have it under a whole list of files,
Yep. They
which
got a whole building probably for that.
like with
Yeah.
just the right employee, he can just go into the files, find the picture.
Destroy someone's life just like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Anything.
A lot of
yeah.
lives.
Like I could literally probably send a dick pic to Joe right now on Snapchat. It'll go away for me and it'll go away for Joe. But I
Not for
mean,
Joe. We'll screenshot it.
yeah, not for Joe. He'll definitely screenshot it. Um, but I mean that Snapchat employee too. He's definitely got it forever too. I mean,
It's just weird to think about. Like
yeah.
it's. I guess it's different because like I guess in this analogy, like if I hand you a picture of my dick, like because that's just
What?
the analogy.
What?
This is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
analogy that we're using.
yeah,
I'm handing it to you as a person, and
yeah.
I
Oh my
know kind of
god.
like what you do with your life. So I was like, oh, I kind of like assume what he's gonna do with it, which like, okay, I guess I don't really have to go into that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But
please
like,
don't.
It's
well,
just
no,
like an
it's
invisible
different. Like,
man.
if
Like,
it's different, like someone, a corporation, like having like
yeah.
the option to like look at whatever you say or whatever you send pictures of
Mhm.
whenever they feel like it because they just can,
Mhm.
and they can do whatever with it they like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is
a
not deleting.
better analogy would be like sending your mail, and
Yeah,
every time they receive your mail, they make an entire copy of of that
Yeah.
mail that you just
You
sent.
know
yeah,
why didn't we
exactly.
think of that analogy
Yeah,
before we
that is a
started?
really good analogy
Yeah,
actually.
before using dick
I guess
pics.
the mail was essentially like, yeah, I don't know, dude. The mail was essentially like the first adaptation of that, just
Yeah.
connection. I guess you would call it technology, even though no one would call the mail technology anymore.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, it's kind of the first adaptation of that style of communicating through
Yeah.
like around the world.
Mhm.
Like, I remember my mom would. I think it was my mom told me this story, and I wish this was still a thing because like the spammers now is like fucking crazy because you'll just get emails and emails or like texts or
Mhm.
any on anything. You'll just get some type of spammers all the time going like, click on this link, here's a virus. But what it used to be was
What?
you'd get stuff in the mail from like scammers essentially, and it was it was funny because you could send back like a rock, and they would have to pay
Mhm.
for the weight. They'd have to pay for the weight, and it'd be like expensive, and that's what people would do to like fuck these people over, and it's just so funny
Yeah.
to think about like that you could just do that. And now, I mean, now you can't really do anything except like you can like chat with a bot, I guess, and just like fuck with them and like see like,
Yeah.
how much of a how well they designed this bot to
Yeah.
like act like a person, because that's like, kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember Cleverbot? Do you remember that thing? That thing was
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
If any of you guys have ever had a kick, you remember like
yeah,
the little bot
yeah,
set and you
those were
could like
yeah,
text
Yeah.
message.
What?
those were weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You never had kick?
Kick was lit.
No.
Kick was lit. I actually
Oh
found like a
yeah.
few
Kick
girlfriends
was
on
for
there.
really
Oh,
horny
cake.
motherfuckers. Like,
I thought you said
it
cake.
really
Yeah.
was. Kick was
Cake.
for really horny people.
Yo, I'm tired.
Everyone I texted on Kick had some really. Kick was like,
Kick was
I want
weird.
to say it was
Kick
kind of
was
like
for
it
the
was in
weird
the
kids.
same
Oh.
thing of like Tumblr. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like, but like
Band
I'm
kick.
not even shaming people who are on Tumblr or on Kick. Like, I really don't give a fuck.
What?
But like, there's for some reason, um, specific types of people migrated to Tumblr and Kick to like talk about like their weird interests and stuff for some reason. I don't even know
Tumblr is
why that
kind
is.
of weird too. I don't know. I never
Yeah.
got the hype of
I
it.
mean, I never was able to use it because of, because the restrictions was
Yeah.
that were, yeah. put on
Yeah.
me. But most of the people I know that used it, um, I don't know how to put it.
I know Froylan uses it a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I
Froylan
feel like
uses it a
Pinterest
lot.
was a more healthy form of Tumblr
Oh
almost.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On Pinterest, you can just literally post a picture, and like other people can like see it, and they'll be like, "Oh, I like that. I like that
Yeah,
whole
like pin
aspect."
it or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pinterest is mostly for like aesthetics, and then like,
Mhm.
I mean, shit, there was that whole thing in Tumblr like people stopped using it because there was so much like nudity on it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
why is that? And like,
Yeah.
not why is there nudity? It's like, why did it all go to Tumblr? Like,
Mhm.
because it's all over the place, but it was like it all went to Tumblr for some weird
Mhm.
reason.
I mean, the thing is, it was like Tumblr is just
Yeah, now it's fucking Twitter.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
but
but
that
Twitter's always been like crazy for no reason at all. I mean, for many reasons, which I don't know if we'll get into, but yeah. What are you saying?
yeah. I mean, I was just saying because like things like Twitter and Tumblr like they don't really have a filter. Like you don't have to have a filter on there unless like you really go fucking crazy with like opinion wise, and people are just like, ah, I fucking hate this. But like you're always gonna have someone who's just gonna be like, oh shit, tits, like yeah, I love that, and no one's gonna flag it. But like, and the same goes for everything else. Like everyone just, it's just like Tumblr and Twitter are those things where everyone just has a place to fit in. Like whether it's looking at boobs, whether it's like looking at someone like someone's life as a band kid. The the fuck's going on?
Twitter got everything, bruh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Twitter's just weird.
oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess what I'm thinking now is like maybe Tumblr was just kind of the way that it started was
Mhm.
it's like I guess you call it like in the community guidelines they didn't care about what you said, and like people
Mhm.
realized that and they were like, oh, I can post whatever on here, which is definitely not the same for like Facebook. Like
Yeah.
Facebook was way more like corporatized, whatever word I'm trying to say, but like there
Mhm.
was just a lot more people like sitting in offices, like looking at photos, going like, this can't be posted, delete it, take it off, take it off.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Twitter. Apparently, I actually didn't know this, but porn is allowed on Twitter.
No.
Like any
Yeah.
type of
Oh
porn.
yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
thought it
you
was.
can
Oh yeah.
find porn
No.
on
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you can
Twitter.
find it, but I thought it was like against guidelines or something. But it's not
No.
at all. And I was like,
Nah.
that's
No.
crazy.
How do you think I never got caught?
On me,
Oh
bro.
my
Hey,
god.
what you think I use right now?
Damn, I thought you used Safari.
Nah, I moved
Twitter
on.
employee
I
who
moved on.
monitors
There's some
Darius's
ads.
account, find his account, and
Hey,
post it to the world.
man, you can't never
That
find
could
that
happen.
shit.
Post to
Oh,
search
they can
history.
find it.
Never.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
gonna
They
never
could
find that
definitely
shit.
find it.
It's
That's what I'm
nothing to do with
saying,
my
dude. They can
name.
find
It's nothing.
anything. They can find anything. It doesn't matter.
It's not
Doesn't
related to
matter.
my name or anything.
Doesn't matter.
Not
They'll
even the
find it.
password is
It's
like.
somewhat related to you. Do you know why? Because you use it.
No,
Use it on your
not
phone.
even the.
Use it on your computer.
I
They
mean,
know.
no, not
Same
my
IP
They'll
computer.
address.
find it.
What?
Yep. IP address. Anything.
Oh.
Yep.
Whatever you're using on. Oh, your
Man,
Verizon service or whatever you have. T-Mobile. Whatever.
yeah, they'll probably
They'll
hack
find it.
T-Mobile
They can
trash
find it.
shit. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Verizon, I just got a new phone
Shut up.
today.
Noise.
Oh my
Noise. Noise.
god.
Noise.
And I
Um.
didn't get a new phone, but you did.
Huh?
I feel like this stuff has been coming out a lot in the past like 5 years because there's been like a lot of like different cases that have been piled up against like
Mhm.
giant corporations. Like Google's a big one that's just like have like openly admitted to just like selling all of your data for like
All your
ads and stuff.
Oh
information.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like someone I know has like a whole bunch of like Google accessory cameras like for security in
Ver.
their house. I mean, like
That's helpful.
what?
Google accessory cameras. What do you mean?
No,
You
I
mean
mean like home security cameras.
oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
like they have like Google like the Google Nest like
Yeah,
security cameras
yeah,
and
that's what
shit.
I'm saying. I was like,
Like
that's helpful. Like they're literally spying on you.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, like
That's scary to think
Yeah.
about. That's why my mom turns the camera in the living room. She turns it around.
That's
yeah,
probably why I'll never get them, or
yeah.
I never want to get them.
Yeah. I mean, there was like a point in time where my ex actually had an Alexa, and it got to where they were just like they didn't even say like "Hey Alexa," because like you know how like you have to say like "Hey Alexa," and then like you
Yeah.
ask it a question and it will answer. They were just talking to each other, and they were just like, wonder what the weather's gonna be like. And Alexa just turns on. It's just like it's actually gonna rain earlier to like later
Oh
today. And
no.
then they were just like, what the fuck? And like
Yeah.
they came over to my house. They were like, do you want it? We don't want it no more. I'm like,
It's creepy.
I
yeah. I'm
mean,
like, why do
wasn't
I
there
want
like
it?
a
Yeah.
time where they were saying like the Amazon Alexa was like it was like getting to a point where
It was listening to your conversations.
yeah,
I
and
think I
like
do
people
remember this.
started
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like catching on to
Yeah.
it.
Siri too. That's
Yeah.
why Apple
Oh
has this
God.
thing now where it has the little dot at the top
Oh
where
yeah.
you
Where yeah. I
can
actually
record
like that when
either
it
sound
showed up.
one or
Yeah.
screen
Yeah.
Yeah.
picking up video and voice.
hmm
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Whatever you go. I forgot.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Has it
Oh,
stopped?
No. It's good.
Oh.
It's just my screen will turn off every now and then.
Oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, I guess any type of a microphone. And honestly, like the way that I think about it makes me feel like the way that like gangsters like thought about it like in like the 60s or the 70s like is there a phone in the room? Is there a
Oh
phone
my
in the room? Like we're going to the other
God.
room for the phone.
Yeah.
Like cuz of
Mhm.
the phone cuz like they'll listen.
Yeah.
And it's
No.
like that's just how I feel cuz like everything like it's I don't know. Like except if you're outside, if you're in any sort of like building, there's like anything in there's going to be something in the room that's like somewhat connected to the internet. That's like somewhat it's just on. There's something
Mhm.
that's always on wherever
in
you
the
are.
end, you got no privacy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's hard. It's
Mhm.
like you have to completely change like the way you live to get like the privacy that like a lot of people would want, I think, if they really like thought about like where your information's going.
Mm. Yeah. I
Like
mean,
you have to really like branch out from like what everyone else is doing.
yeah.
And it's like, it's hard to do that.
Mhm.
You get ostracized.
Mhm. No, I mean like I remember there was like a point in time where everyone was just talking about this. It was just like super mainstream. Like it was I want to say it was during the time like the Samsung TVs actually admitted that they were like watching the people that, had the TV cuz
Mhm.
Samsung made like the huge ass TVs like with the camera on it so they
Yeah.
can just be like, "Oh, hey, like we're FaceTiming on TV. Look at that." And Samsung
Yeah.
even admitted it. They were just like, "Yeah, we watch you guys. Like we watch like." And I want to say there was like a point in time where people would be having a conversation and like someone would just like speak,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
like in the middle of like their conversation. They're like, "Who the fuck said that?" And like everyone was just like quiet and like everyone was confused, you know. Like I remember like just talking to one of my friends like on my old phones, and I would just be having a conversation with them, and like a random like, I'm like,
What the fuck?
I'm like, did you just clear your throat? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, well, I'm hanging the fuck up. I'm like, I'm going to bed, you know?
Most people have turned it into a joke now, like, oh, I gotta cover up my camera, my FBI agent's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole
Oh
thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but like, I like the fact that once it becomes like a meme, like people are actually like, oh yeah. I mean, like all those people that are joking about it, if you actually talk to them about it, they're like, yeah, it makes me kind of feel weird the fact that someone's probably watching me or listening to me, whatever I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I hate the simple explanation. Again, it's like a thing that people say that's like really simple. It's just like, I mean, if you're not doing anything wrong, then you got nothing to worry about. And I'm like, it's
Yeah.
still fucking weird, dude. Like,
Yeah.
this is my life, and like,
Yeah.
other people are watching what I'm doing,
Yeah. I mean, like,
and they have a better view of me sometimes than I do, and it's weird.
yeah. I mean, like, how I kind of see it, though, is like, I mean, if someone really wants to watch me like that bad, I mean, dude, all they're really gonna see is just like a hairy ass whenever I get out of the shower.
Oh
Like
my
that's
god.
about like the most excitement they're gonna see in my life. Like that's really that's all it is. It's just like me living my life. I mean, like you said, like there are people who are out there who are just like, if you're not doing anything bad, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about. I mean, like, yeah, I personally don't do anything super bad,
Didn't say
but
bad.
Super bad.
yeah,
Didn't say
super bad.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who gets to define that?
I mean, yeah, that's the thing though, is who really gets to
Like
define what
people
is
that have
bad.
been like canceled in the past like year, they didn't do anything bad in the 90s, but they
Yeah.
did something bad now, even though it
Mhm.
was in the 90s. But like they just got like fucked over for it. They were like, "Oh,
Right.
you said this back then." It was like, "You can't do that.
Yeah,
Like,
It's
like
you're
also
done."
a celebrity. Like, that's why there's so much
mhm.
talk with, like, celebrities complaining about, like, paparazzi and shit like that.
Yeah,
You
Mhm.
I
can't
feel like it's
control
crazy
fucking
now.
privacy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's different compared to like us in here. We're just
Yeah,
can go to work and shit.
Yeah.
But if you got the public eye on you, it's way different.
Like you can't even go anywhere without getting criticized about who you're with, where you're going, what you're doing.
Like you
Facts.
never know when
Yeah.
you're just out in the park and
And I
someone's
mean,
got a camera on you because they're
but
afraid
the
to get
fact that there's
caught.
a market for that, that there's always these crazy fans for anyone, for
Oh
any type
yeah.
of celebrity that they'll be like, oh, if we shoot this guy like getting out of his dorm room after he was like hungover as fuck, like people are gonna view it and like we'll get some money. Like it's just weird.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like you'll get pictures of celebrities just like in like their backyard, like swimming in their pool, like in their
Right.
underwear or something, going like, I see TMZ. I don't know why, but like I follow TMZ on Twitter, and it's honestly kind of funny. But like a lot of like the headlines is like new bikini photo of some random chick that I've never heard of, and it's just
Right.
like it's
That's
a
just
bunch of
weird.
it's so weird.
I mean,
Yeah.
and that goes along with like the fact that all like so much of your stuff that you put out can get access to. Like,
Yeah.
if I ever like sent news to someone, if someone ever,
Don't tell anybody.
I mean, I'm not saying I ever have,
True. This is a hypothetical.
but
Yeah.
like
Hypothetically.
if I did, then like then someone could like.
Shut up.
I mean, I was just wondering if you. If I did, then someone could like find those and like post them, and then
Yeah.
maybe like a couple hundred people are gonna view it. And
That's
be like, oh
happened
my
to
god.
so many different
But
celebrities.
yeah, if a celebrity posts it, like freaking Jennifer Lopez. No, not Jennifer.
Jennifer
Jennifer
Lawrence, I think,
Lawrence.
right? Yeah.
Millions
I
of
remember
people are
that.
gonna view that shit because they know you, and there are a bunch of creeps that are gonna be like, yeah, I want to see this bitch naked.
Play with your pussy. Yeah,
And it's like,
basically, yeah.
but it's like, how do they get that? It's like, okay, so someone took a nude and then they, I don't know, sent it somewhere, or maybe they even just saved it to their phone. And like, how do the people get it? Okay, so they
Mhm.
probably are smart IT people somewhat,
Mhm.
and clearly desperate for some reason, and they hack onto someone's the server wherever this stuff is held. For some reason, it's held in a server online for no reason except
Mhm.
for to sell it. That's the only reason it's probably there. And
Mhm.
someone hacked onto that server and go like, "Oh, I can download any photo you've ever taken,
Mhm.
even the ones you've probably deleted." Like, I would be honestly surprised if I took a photo like right now and deleted it and like even removed it from like the recently deleted thing and
Mhm.
just like it's always gone. Like there's no way it's always gone. I
Yeah.
highly doubt that.
There is one celebrity though that I feel like has broken the rule of like finding lost nudes because he even talked about it on a late night show. I think I've talked to you about it, the Ryan Reynolds thing.
Vaguely, I kind of remember what happened. Did,
Yeah.
did did someone leak it or did he accidentally leak it?
No, okay, so what it was is he accidentally leaked it because they were doing like a photo shoot. It was like whenever he was first
Yeah.
starting off as like an actor, and he ended up like leaking a nude photo of him, like of his penis, like out on the internet.
Mhm.
And then he ended up telling Conan O'Brien, he was just like, yeah, he was like, so if someone wants to search hard enough, he was like, you're gonna end up finding my penis floating around on the internet. And Conan O'Brien like made the joke. He was like, "Well, we found it," and like Ryan Reynolds went absolutely like fucking ballistic. He was like, "Oh shit!" and like he was like, "Nah, never mind, we didn't find it." And like I feel like it might still be out there, like something like that. But I mean, like
It's out
no one
there.
said anything.
It's obviously out there. Like you
Yeah,
can find it.
yeah.
Same with what happened like Chris Evans like 4 or 5 months ago when he accidentally posted his I think he was posting like photos on Twitter or something, and he
Mhm.
accidentally posted like a photo was like of like his ass, I think,
Oh yeah.
and everyone was like, it was like sometimes though when stuff like that happens, the community is like really nice about it. I feel like I would say though I feel like it's a lot what am I trying to say? I feel like it's more common for the audience to see something like this to like try to make it stop when it's a dude versus when it's a girl. Like if a
Oh
girl's
yeah.
nudes are leaked, it's a lot harder to find people that are just like, don't look at this, like this is a person, like you should care about them as a person, like this is not
Yeah.
what it is. But like, but I'm just saying when I saw Chris Evans stuff, it was like it was nice to see like on Twitter because it was like trending.
Yeah.
Not the pictures, but just the fact that they were leaked, and everyone was just like, "Look at this beautiful man!" Like a picture of his face, like smiling, like, "Don't try to find his nudes." Like he's a good guy,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange to think about, though. I mean, like, us sitting here talking about the whole privacy thing, like, it is kind of weird that it's going to be here forever. And, like,
Yeah.
we're still here doing a podcast. We're still here recording it.
Well, yeah,
We
I will
are.
There's still
say though
people
that
who
like,
want to be, like, on the
see,
internet
that's
forever.
also like a
It's great for
pro
them.
to it. Like the reason that I thought about doing the podcast in the first place, like, oh, I can have conversations that I can always look at. Like, there's a pro that I
Yeah.
would say, but it's the fact that like I can see it
Yeah.
forever,
Yeah.
not the fact that other people can look at it whenever they feel like it, or
Well.
not even people, corporations can look at it. I don't care if random person is viewing my podcast in like 20 fucking years, but if
Yeah.
the fact that they can hold on to this information forever is
Mhm.
just weird.
Yeah.
How people just get canceled for shit that happened years ago.
Yeah,
They're just now getting canceled for shit that happened years ago.
yeah.
Like
It's
RDJ,
on the internet.
like Robert Downey Jr.
For what? Like Tropic Thunder stuff, probably. Or
The was it? Yeah, the blackface that he
yeah,
did.
yeah. Well, that was in the movie.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was like in the movie, and it was like in the
But that
past.
didn't work.
No,
It didn't
yeah,
work.
so many people
They
tried.
really tried,
Yeah.
but it didn't work. I mean, no surprise. He's just too loved.
And,
Yeah.
explain, like, why that was done.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, like, but think if Robert Downey Jr. was like, let's say he wasn't even Iron Man, because he was just like, maybe he
Mhm.
was like, maybe he was still like a bad drug addict or something like that, and he was like, like really moody and like got onto people for like random stuff.
Mhm.
And then if he wasn't as well liked, then maybe it would have worked.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe it
But
just
I
would
mean,
have
like
worked.
everyone loves him. Like everyone loves his
Yeah.
act as the Iron Man and
Sarcastic
everything like
guy,
that.
everyone
Yeah.
fucking loves that.
Yeah. And like especially the fact that he is someone who ended up working so hard to get off of like an addiction like
Yeah.
alcoholism
Yeah.
and drug abuse. Like, like applaud to the man. Like he really like changed his life. Like did a complete
Do you remember that
360.
story?
What?
How he like when he quit drugs, or I think it was like weed, or he was either weed or coke is what I'm thinking about when he quit
Yeah.
it. He's like, I mean, he's been open about it because I've seen it on Twitter so many times for some reason, but it was
Yeah.
just like, it's kind of a shit on Burger King, like it's definitely a shit on them, but he was like, he was eating a Burger King sandwich and it tasted so bad that he threw out, it was either dope or coke that was in his car. He threw out a lot of it. He just like dumped it in the river. He was like, this sandwich is disgusting, and he left and threw everything out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really funny, but he's pretty open about it, and I've just seen it all over the place, and I think it's a funny, quitting
Yeah.
drug story.
Yeah. Was it no, I do remember seeing a video at one point where someone ended up asking him, they were just like, well, what, like, what drove you to, like, do, like, your entire, like, drug addiction, your alcohol addiction, all that stuff? And, like, he had specifically asked, he was like, I don't want to talk about this, like, during the
Yeah,
interview.
yeah. I
And,
mean,
and it's like people like
yeah,
that, it's like the guy can be open about it if he wants to, but, like, don't kind of pressure him into talking about it,
yeah.
you know?
I guess that a big thing that sucks about paparazzi and stuff like that. When you open up
Mm-hmm.
about anything like that, they'll just like fucking grill you on it.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause like,
They're like, elaborate.
like if someone like came up with this, like if like that story, like, oh, it was
Mm-hmm.
all over the place, but some people didn't see it, so we gotta ask them again, and then some
Yeah.
people didn't see it at that time, so we have to ask them again. Some people aren't subscribed to this channel, so but people that are subscribed to us, they have to know about this certain thing, and it's just like.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about money. It's just about views. All that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's not like the person interviewing him is going like, "How are you, Robert? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how's your drug addiction going? Like, are you okay?"
Yeah. It's
No.
more just like, so tell me like how
Tell me
fucked up your life was.
Exactly.
And it's just like, why am I gonna tell you about like how horrible my life was? Like, do you want me to say like I was practically a bum?
Yeah.
Like is that what you're wanting to hear?
that I like beat the shit out of someone for like one fix. Like, why
Yeah,
would you want to know
yeah.
that? Why do I have to like want to relive that
Like,
just so
do
like
you,
you
do
can
you
get
really want to
good
hear?
ratings?
Yeah, like do you really want to hear the fact that I like walk behind an alleyway and like suck someone off for like a quarter ounce of
Yeah.
like like
What?
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 Darius, we're talking about you now.
Oh, okay. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like, you very reacted to that in a very calm way. That was
Yeah,
weird.
I
What?
Yeah, do a double take.
I was not catching.
Your mic's messing up.
I
bet.
think Faith actually messed it up when she said she I don't know. I think it was because I was like,
Yeah, see?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, it's probably the connection.
Is it not on?
uh,
Yeah, the connection.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Faith.
gonna have to buy a new cable.
Maybe
Yeah.
yeah,
That's all
because it
cool
keeps
though.
bending maybe a little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah,
So keep holding it up.
yeah, yeah. Just for those to know, this is not the most expensive equipment, so we're making do with what we.
I spent my entire life savings on this
Oh,
equipment. I have no money right now. I'm about to be evicted tomorrow, actually.
Okay, I paid you back.
No,
Alright.
I'm joking. I'm just like,
No, no, I'm
I'm
kidding.
just
I'm
like
kidding.
shitting.
No, I'm kidding too.
Like I've lost everything because of this, but
Dude,
it's worth it.
please blow this video up.
Yeah.
Like I'm about to like lose my whole home.
Home.
I don't know why my voice keeps cracking tonight.
it's just puberty, man.
Yeah. I'm going through changes.
We just hit puberty, guys.
Yeah. We just hit puberty. Oh yeah. Also, episode
You
1.
know what else I've thought about? I've thought about like, I mean, this is just about like the podcast, but like, I don't know how like I'm gonna come up with like, how are we gonna come up with like a title for this? Like, are we gonna do a title? Or are we just gonna be like, we're just gonna do like Joe Rogan style, like 1, and then the next one's gonna be 2, or we're just gonna
No.
like the topic that we talk most about, going like this, blah blah blah. This is what we talked about. Like,
I mean, like
something.
I feel like we should just go by like, I mean, what was the main thing that we talked about today? Like, COVID.
Talked about COVID. We talked about like I don't know, the internet. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
The thumbnail for every video should just be a single random item that's in like the shot.
Episode 1,
Like some
flute.
flute. Yeah.
like someone's ear.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny though? If we did do something like that though, you know, I mean, this is if we got like a large enough audience to the point where like there would be a lot of people like going like, what does this mean? And there'd be conspiracy theories made about this. Like after
Yeah.
like 5 words, like so the F is the first letter of fart, which I don't fucking know. You know,
F
like
stands for
some
Franky.
shit.
you could just do anything.
Yeah.
They also had this picture of the Coca-Cola bottle.
Yeah.
You could see the content that.
Yeah.
At 40 seconds and half a second, whatever, Frankie said poop, and
Yeah.
oop is the last 2 words of that word, which is also stands for operational and whatever. You know,
Yeah, keeps on going.
Frankie is actually a god who's overpowered, is what he's
Ooh,
trying to say. OP.
OP. Yes.
Or he's an op.
I'm an
See,
omnipotent
it can go
god.
anywhere. It can literally go
Yeah.
anywhere. Which is another thing about the internet, you know?
Yep.
You
Yep.
can just there's always going to
Operation
be people on your side going like, dude, you're right. This is exactly what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
Why is it a cat? Does it symbolize this?
Does it symbolize that they're a bunch of pussies?
This is true.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, hate to break it to you.
Yeah. That's why we hide behind this camera.
Yeah.
We'll never give you our addresses.
Never.
Yeah. Next I'm just gonna come in with that like fishing mask that I have to wear to work. Yeah.
I thought about honestly like wearing like all of us wearing masks like a joke, but then I'd be like people would get mad, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
They'd be
People would
like,
just get mad. Like you're just making fun of anyone who wears a mask. I'd be like, not really. I'm just making fun of like
the idea of
I'm just-
like this year, like this past 2
yeah,
years.
I'm making fun of that. I'm just making fun of like the people who are just like. I mean, I guess this is kind of controversial, but it's just like I wear a mask when no one's around me and I'm outside and the sun is shining and I can't see a human being in the distance. I'm like, dude, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
They're gonna give themselves
Yeah,
COVID.
in your car by yourself. Like, unless you're an Uber driver, I
Yeah.
don't get it.
Yeah. They're
It's just
gonna
funny,
give.
bro. It just doesn't. It's just funny.
They're just gonna pass it back
It's
and
another
forth.
thing that I wish we could have a rational conversation about.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's 2 people down for the count.
Karla slumped.
I've gotten my second wind.
Oh, really? What you got to
A
say, Darius?
little. None. I'm just reacting at this
Okay,
point.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, good reactions.
good reactions.
Good reactions.
All right. I mean, like,
Welcome to the internet.
yeah. Welcome to the internet. Is there anything you want to add?
I don't know. I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
Personally.
good at this point.
Yeah. What
It
about you
was-
guys?
We're
What you got to
great.
say?
Carla just looked at her like, motherfucker, you better not say shit. She's like, I want to go home.
Right, like, bro, don't add nothing else at the end of this.
Oh my god.
Joe's just like, I want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Right,
He
bro.
has been sleeping.
Yeah, Joe just wants to go sleep in his bed. This
Ooh, watch out.
Joe has a rose and
I think you took me down with you, Joe. Oh, Joe. Oh, Joe. I'm going with you, cuz.
No.
Our mascot is awake as well.
Alright.
Aw.
He might go to
Yeah.
sleep.
Alright, I mean I guess this is it.
Wraps up the cast.
All right, man.
Yep.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Alright, see y'all next episode.
Bye.
Alright, I finished. Are you gonna stop the recording? Oh, I did. I